This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the
San Diego Padres.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres Postcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Also, your team every day. That would be the Padres. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Still got the headphones on. As you see, got the Dre beats. But man, oh man, what a time it is for us right now. It's fun again, right? Started getting some players back. And for sure, the Padres are back at it, playing world-class baseball, getting it done. 2 sweeps in a row. And, you know, Javi and I on the crossover the other day. That's Javier Reyes, host of Locked On Padres podcast, which you see every day right here on the same channel on YouTube, right here on the same channel on Roku, and where you're hearing right here, or what you're hearing right here on the same channel, whether it be Spotify, whether it be Apple Podcasts, whether it be iHeart. Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres podcast every day. And then after the games, it's us with the postcast. Yes, so thank you for making us your first watch/listen. And Javi and I were just talking about this the other day. So much more fun when you're winning. And whether you want to call a 2-game series sweep a sweep or not, which I do, and Javi didn't, but hey, whatever. It is, man. A sweep. Back-to-back, right? Think about that. Back-to-back over the Giants and the Pirates. And what a job they did. A 4-0 win today. And, you know, from the start of this game, first pitch, and it was pretty sunny. You know, when you looked at this game earlier in the day and obviously yesterday, tremendous chance of rain, but not to be, as the game got in with a lot of sunshine. And the Padres really had this one done early. 1 in the first and 3 in the second for San Diego. And that was all she wrote. They had 10 hits, but really, what a job by Stephen Kolek. His debut, 5 1/3 scoreless innings, strikes out 4, only a couple hits, really pitched his way. And I don't want to even call him jams, but pitched his way through a couple of situations. And I was very impressed with Kolek. He's a relief pitcher. And today he started his first career game. But for the Padres, just, you know, keeping it going. And you have to. Look, the Dodgers right now, they just had a stretch where they played the Marlins. And they play tonight, by the way. The Dodgers do. But, you know, when you're looking at the teams and the Giants right now are playing the Rockies. So when you're looking at the opponents and you're starting to think, man, we really need to keep winning because, you know, these guys aren't really playing anybody right now. But when you're looking at the standings, they're not gaining any ground on the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a game and a half up. And, you know, obviously that's something that LA just keeps on winning when you're winning. And now they have Atlanta, I believe, coming up. Don't they, the Dodgers? Yeah, the Dodgers have been winning. They've been hitting the ball pretty well lately too. But what a job by the Padres to get this win today. They continue to play good baseball and just do everything they can in their control to win these games. They're doing it with key hits in big situations. The pitching staff has been lights out. And who knew that this kid Kolek would come in today? It's his first career start. As I mentioned, look, he's 28 years old, 6'3", 210-pounder. The righty, Stephen Kolek, the collector, as I like to call him. Kolek debut. By the way, while you're here, smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content and much, much more. This is your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Again, thank you so much for making us your first watch/listen. Javi and myself, host of Locked On Padres Podcast, and myself for the Postcast. Thank you for making us your first watch/listen every day. And, of course, we're free on YouTube, free on Roku, and free wherever you get your podcast. And today's show is brought to you by, this episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year with Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And a real nice job by the Padres. And I've got some things to tell you about the way they got it going in this game, and really nice to see Luis Arraez get to be where he is now. He's up over 300 with the average. And remember, he started 0 for 14 on the season. Xander Bogaerts, a couple of hits and 3 RBIs today. Elias Diaz with his second home run in a week, had a couple of hits in the game. And a nice job by the Padres offensively. Manny Machado with a big game offensively, made another web gem at third. Manny with 3 hits in the game. A big night for Manny Machado. So things really going well. And good news, by the way. Good news, because Jackson Merrill had a nice rehab start and that was his first one. So had a couple of hits in that game and probably a couple more of those rehab starts, and he will be back with the Padres. It's Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, brought to you today by Monarch Money. I am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries, Gries, at Jim Gries _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. 4-0 Padres. They've won 5 in a row, baby, and we are just getting started with your Padres Postcast, your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And how about that kid right there? I call him a kid. He's half my age at 28, a little older than half my age, but a nice job by Kolek, the collector. It sounds too much like colorectal stuff if you say the collector, but you know what I mean? It just was a nice job by him today. A really nice job pitching his way through some early troubles. And, you know, I have it all inning by inning chronicled, and it's a lot of fun doing that for me, being an old school baseball guy. But you know, the first inning, the Padres gave him all he needed. Isn't that great? 2 outs, and Manny Machado singles. Xander Bogaerts singles him in. You know what I mean? So Manny had doubled with 2 outs and nobody on. Xander singles him in. Later in the game, the two of them pulled off a double steal, which was super, super dope. Veteran move. They noticed the third baseman playing back. Nobody at third covering. Kind of like Tati coming home on the wild pitch last night. Barely a sliver to get in with that foot, and he figured that out mentally. Same thing with Bogey and Manny today to do that double steal, and they figured it out mentally before they executed it physically, that the third baseman was playing back and they could get that double steal, which, you know, didn't end up leading to anything in that moment. But wow, incredible that they are this smart of a baseball team, and that's something that, you know, really matters. But on to Kolek. And Haney threw a ton of pitches for the Pirates. Easily his worst start of the season. They worked him, made him push and push and push. Ton of pitches. At one point had like 43 pitches halfway through the second inning. But, you know, look, Elias Diaz leads off with a solo homer, and it goes off the glove of Tommy Pham. Sometimes it just doesn't end up going your way, right? And that's how they ended up with that 3-run inning. But from the start, Kolek was good. He was really good tonight, you know, and he came into this game as a reliever, looking to make that start, obviously, and, you know, do what he did in this game, which was hold the Pirates at bay. And not only that, keep the bullpen nice and easy and rested. The long relievers have taken a little bit of a blow lately with Gillespie being out, you know what I mean? But he just really worked his way through this Pirates lineup. Inning by inning, had a 1-2-3 first. Nice job there by Kolek. Got Cruz to strike out looking to set the tone, and Reynolds and Bart, you know, right there. The Padres, I mentioned, obviously had already scored a run in the top of the first to give him the lead before he ever took the rubber when Bogaerts singled in Machado. And by the way, they had 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. No runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. So the Padres pitchers made their fair share of pitches today in situations where they needed to, right? Because when you're talking about the Pirates having 8 hits, that means they had a lot of guys on base. And we'll get to those numbers in a minute with runners left on base and whatnot. But a 1-2-3 first for Kolek. And then, you know, in the second, he actually had himself a little bit of drama there. You know what I'm saying? Had a single there that he had to pitch around, but still 2 hits allowed in the inning, but got the big pitches when he needed to. You know, and when you do that, that's what matters in the game of baseball. You make the pitches when you have to. You know, got the pickoff, and that was a big play to end the second inning if you were watching the game. He picked Hayes off, caught stealing third base. Just beautiful job, and just a nice job by Kolek and by the defense of the Padres to get that pickoff. By the way, while you're here, smash that subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. But that was a big play in the game, too, that pickoff in the second. Had a little bit of trouble in the fourth, too. In the third, he pitched around 1 hit, a single by Diaz. You know, but it wasn't much for him. He had himself a nice game. Pitched around a walk in the bottom of the third. In the fourth inning, got the double play after Bart singled. So he'd give up a hit, then get a double play. You know, a guy on base, then get the pickoff. And just a real nice job. And then in the sixth inning, they got to him. You know, he got Cruz to ground out, but then Reynolds with the walk, and they took him out. Estrada comes in, ground rule double right away. They got a break on the ground rule double. Let me take Kolek down there. They got a break on the ground rule double when Estrada came in. Bart hits the ground rule double. Reynolds goes to third. Reynolds had just walked, and that was the last hitter that Kolek faced. And then, what does Estrada do? The same thing Estrada's been doing all season long. 2 strikeouts in a row, Valdez and Hayes, right? Gets the 2 strikeouts in a row to end that inning. And that's what they've been doing all year out of the bullpen. So from there were a bunch of relievers coming in for the Padres, and we are a little bit late for a break. So we got to get to it. But we're more concerned about the overall length of the show than we are the break times. But think about this, right? With the Pirates, 8 runners left on base. They left 10 on base yesterday. And that's a great job by the Padres, the pitchers. Now, you don't want all those guys on base to begin with. That's a whole nother story. But once they're there, you got to do something with them. And, the Pirates were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. So shouts out, many of them, obviously, for the Padres for doing that in this game today. But it starts with the starter, Stephen Kolek, making his first career start, 5 1/3, 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, only walked 2. And really just a parade of strikeouts tonight. Estrada and Morejon and Peralta and Adam struck out 2, including the game ender in the 9th. So a ton of strikeouts today, 11 for the Padres as a pitching staff. But Kolek set the tone with those 5 1/3. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. It's your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, 5 in a row for the Padres. We still have some things to do before we get out on here. We still have to do the player of the game. The turning point of the game, I have a little bit of allergies going on today, but the player of the game, the turning point of the game, and much, much more before we get on out of here. They got all 4 of their runs in the first 2 innings, and Kolek did the rest today. Great deals from tremendous companies and sponsors. We know you love them. We love them too. Right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, 4-0 Padres. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Keeping it moving right here on your Padres postcast. And I get to tell you about our friends at Monarch Money, and they do a lot for you, obviously, Monarch Money. And whenever you're talking about your money, it gets a little dicey. It gets a little sensitive, right? Because everybody's a little proud to tell me what to do with my money. But you ever check your bank account and wonder, like I have so many times lately, where did my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, entertainment, it's easy to lose track. My lady and I were having this conversation early. Should we order out? Should we cook? What are we doing tonight? Well, that's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. What do I mean by that? I mean, you can track all your accounts, your investments, your spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth with surprising insights like I get from Monarch. When I started using, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery. Now I budget smarter and I save more, all in one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, even plan long-term goals, all that in one spot. Easy to collaborate as well, managing money with a partner. Smoother than ever, you can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year with Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Another one of our fantastic partners I get the privilege of telling you about right now, just because you know us and we love to hook you up, is Upwork. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, look at me wincing to just make sure I get this right for you. Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. The lights are killing the allergies, but finding the right talent alleviates all that. If you need help with a marketing campaign, Upwork can help you connect with a freelance expert who delivers incredible results. Fast and easy hiring with Upwork as well. Posting a job is free and simple, and within a day with multiple qualified candidates to choose from. It's cost-effective growth instead of hiring full-time. Upwork helps find affordable, top-tier freelancers to scale my business efficiently. So visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com. Upwork.com to connect with top-tier talent and grow your business today with Upwork on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Beautiful win. Excuse me, we get it. Yep, beautiful win by the Pods today. 4-0 the final. They've won 5 games in a row, 2 in a row over the Giants. Now, obviously, the 3 in Pittsburgh. On to New York, baby. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And the Pods are clicking on all cylinders. Tati's not hitting right now, right? Fernando's not hitting. He said it in postgame last night. It doesn't really hit too well in Pittsburgh. Manny's on fire. He's raking. Had the homer yesterday, the 3 hits today. Bogart's 3 hits, or 2, 3 RBIs, a couple hits today for the X-Man. And, you get day to day, and I don't think Merrill will be back for the Yankees series, but I'm thinking he might be back right after the road trip. Might even join the team in Colorado. I'm just speculating, but, man, Jackson Merrill, and then Cronenworth will be in Arizona this week. But now you got Lockridge back contributing to these last couple of games. You've got Jackson Merrill in the pipeline, right? Ready to go. He's doing the rehab right now. They wanted me to go to rehab, and I said, I'll go get 2 hits if I'm Jackson Merrill, because that's what he did last night. He's in the lineup again tonight. So keep watching Javier Reyes with Locked On Padres podcast day in and day out. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. No need for the messages to him going, hey, man, you should be doing that other show. Who is that bald guy? Or the messages to me going, hey, where's Javi? Or, hey, you guys should be doing this. One of you should be doing both. No. We are here in tandem. Teamwork makes the dream work for all y'all. It's Javier Reyes and myself. He does the day-to-day with the podcast. I do the postcast. We even have another great show for you to check out night in and night out with MLB Game Night. Locked On MLB Game Night is amazing. So thank you for making us your first and second. Watch and listen every day on YouTube, on Roku, on Spotify, on Apple, on iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. For your next one, Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And again, thank you for making us your first watch/listen on Spotify, Apple, you know what I'm saying, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Roku, and of course here on YouTube. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. I got to get out of here. Keep it to the time, but what a win for the Padres. Couple of things to do before we get on out of here, as you have a career reliever making a spot start in a getaway day, early game, and you're already up 2-0 in the series. If there is a definition of house money, and for all you wives out there and partners who don't understand what house money is, my first wife never did. If I go to a casino with $100 and I win $400, I have $500, but I lose back the $400. I go home with $100. I did not lose $400. I broke even. I was playing with house money. There you go. All right, let's do this. We got to get out of here. Padres playing with house money. People go, oh, it's a throwaway game. You got a reliever making a spot start. You already won 2. Who cares game? Who cares? And they go out and they win it 4-0. This team is going nowhere. It's going to be a fun year with the Pods, with the Dodgers, with the Giants, with the D-backs. Yeah, I did it without the G this time. Can you believe it? It's unbelievable. A couple things to do in a short amount of time to do it in. And what do you say we start with?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Here you go right there. Diaz with the home run in the second. Now in the first inning, obviously Manny with the double. There's Manny Machado. Doubled in the first inning, came around to score on the single by Xander Bogaerts, and that was the first of 3 RBIs for Xander. And then Diaz with the homer in the second, and then obviously Xander with the 2-run hit in that second inning as well. And it was all done. It was all done at that point. Time to celebrate. And Padres have been celebrating a lot lately, which leads me to the...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yes, I do know. And by the way, the only Padre not to reach base at all was Fernando Tatis Jr., who won it last night with the double, stealing third and scoring on the wild pitch in the ninth. This is looking like a team of destiny in so many ways. Luis Arraez, 2 more hits today, 2 for 5 with a run scored. The average up over 300 now for him. How about, another big day for Elias Diaz, 2 for 4, second home run in a week, had the RBI and the run scored, as well as Manny Machado, 3 for 4 with the run scored, and the walk, was on base 4 times today. Also made a great play at third base. Yes, Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and a walk, was on base 3 times and didn't get any hits past the second inning. But all those tremendous performances for the Padres, who have won 5 in a row, fall by the wayside when it comes to our star of the game. And as you're here, smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. Don't forget about Locked On Padres podcast with Javier every day. Don't forget about Locked On MLB Game Night and all that. And, of course, don't forget the Padres are going to New York, and we'll be here after every one of those games with the postcast. But as we talk about the player of the game, we talk about Stephen Kolek. We talk about the Kolektor. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 84 pitches in a masterpiece for the career reliever, making his first career start today. The 28-year-old getting it done, like I said, a spot start. Like I said, hey, they had already won the first 2 games of the series. Hey, you got to keep pace with the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks all season long. You don't have any throwaway games. You don't have any getaway day off days where you just say, hey, we already won 2. We're playing with house money. You become that first wife when it comes to house money. You get stingy. You want every dime of it. You want to win every single game. First start for Kolek. It was a memorable one today. Again, 5 1/3 beautiful innings for Kolek, who is our player of the game. Again, smash that subscribe. Again, hit the bell. Again, thank you so much. We have so much love and gratitude. Look at the green. It almost looks like I'm a friar. Look at this. It's brown. It's Javi would love this too. It's soft. I look like I'm going to an anime convention. It's beautiful. They've won 5 in a row, and now you're going to smash that 800-pound gorilla in the mouth. The New York Yankees, that evil empire right there with the Dodgers, those 2 teams you hate the most if you're any kind of baseball fan. Let's throw Kolek up there again one more time, and just a tremendous job by him today. Stephen Kolek, and again, Manny and Bogaerts and Elias Diaz. One more beautiful shot of Diaz looking up at the sky, about to cross the dish with the homer. You saw Manny all over the base paths today. Look at these numbers going through the roof. Don't forget, every week, once a week, I will be on Locked On Padres podcast with your guy, Javier Reyes. Shout out to Javi for growing this audience from scratch from before the pandemic. And once a week, you will see his face on this show, as well as we bring you tandem tag team coverage. The numbers going through the roof. The Padres playing great baseball. Still a game and a half out. The Dodgers keep winning too. Going to New York to face the Yankees. The Rockies after that, and then you come home. Again, Jackson Merrill had the good rehab start. He's in the lineup in the minors again tonight. Everything's starting to come back together at Yankee Stadium tomorrow. I almost forgot to tell you, 5-1, 1.78 ERA. Nick Pivetta gets the ball. Don't forget he pitched for the Red Sox. He knows Yankee Stadium. He's got this. Again, 5-1 on the year. Nick Pivetta, first pitch is at 4:10 Pacific. We'll be right here, right after the game with your Padres postcast. Until then, San Diego, thank you so much. Don't forget Locked On MLB Game Night. Do not forget that show. It is absolutely dope. You'll be thanking me that I reminded you of it. Thank you to our sponsors. Thanks to all of you for making Padres Postcast a part of your day, for making Padres Podcast a part of your day, and for making the Locked On Podcast Network your network with your team every day. Keep your game tight and your mind right, San Diego. We are out. Thank you for watching Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network.